Hello everyone, welcome back to What If Izuku Midoriya Was Handsome Jack's Son? Now, let's get into it. This will be posted on Wednesday because, as you could tell, I am most likely dyslexic. I can't swear because first 20 to 30 seconds I can't do that because I won't get paid. Okay, now that the 30 seconds are up and I don't have to fucking watch my tone, yeah. Granted, I don't do that often, but I need to make some fucking money. You know what I'm saying? I need to do something. But, yeah. Welcome to What If Izuku Midoriya Was Handsome Jack's Son. Let's go. Oh, we start off with Handsome Jack essentially tucking Izuku in. The skag, basically, laying at Izuku's feet. Handsome Jack, that's still his bed. Right? He's like, I'm not even going to question it. I'm probably going to have to live with it. I'm not going to. Wilhelm, did end up leaving a report on his desk. Jack opens it up, starts searching through it. Jack kind of looks shocked as soon as he starts looking at it. Has Siren-esque abilities, seemingly acid, and other abilities akin to sword. Acid, lightning, fire, seemingly, possibly, electric. And as soon as he reads that, he's like, he's a male, right? That's a boy? That's some siren shit. That is, boy. I'm gonna have to watch that. So, Jack would low-key just kind of have, blood sample be taken from Izuku into sleep. The skag wouldn't notice. He gassed that room. I'm not gonna lie, he put fucking sleep gas in that room. Enough to knock out the skag. And since the gas would be heavy, it wouldn't really fuck with Izuku. Then they would proceed to vent said room of gas, etc. Enter. Get a sample. Leave. They also got a sample of the skag, too, because why not? Abilities seem to be with animals as well, so Also, the other kids kind of just got put in an orphanage on Hyperion, which low-key is training them to be soldiers, so yeah. So that's happening. Because they want revenge for their family. They didn't hear what Izuku heard. So when they're told the Crimson Raiders did it, they're confused because some of them, specifically the boy of the group, his father was a merchant that did business with them. So he was told also not to trust them because you can't trust anyone in a fucking apocalypse. Apocalyptic scenario-esque, such as Borderlands and Pandora. So he didn't. What ended up happening in between Izuku and one moment, I'm back. So, when it comes down to Izuku, they realize that there is iridium, in his blood. Very fucking minute. But, it's there. along with like other weird cells that are being pumped through his bloodstream that they cannot identify. So Jack's a bit concerned that, oh no, my child has cancer. Like it's an immediate visceral response from Jack, and he doesn't fucking like it. Right? But meanwhile, like while Jack's flipping his shit, Izuku's sleeping. And he has a dream. A dream of a woman with fiery wings and seemingly another woman with purplish hair, purple bluish hair and tattoos. And he just sits there watching. Now, from Lilith's perspective, because the other Siren doesn't know about this. From Lilith's perspective, this is about when Lilith would be sleeping too. She wakes up with a fucking migraine. Almost as if someone just fucking smashed an entire 40 on her skull. Like a full 40 ounce full of liquor just over her head. And it fucking hurts. Like, and she doesn't know why. But it's causing a lot of pain. It's like it's in her fucking veins, dude. It's painful. Now, what is happening is pretty self-explanatory. The iridium in the bloodstream of Lilith is reacting with Izuku's psionic abilities that he is putting out passively. Now, it's like, hold up. So he could just fuck with iridium. Not exactly. Izuku, when he sleeps, subconsciously goes into a state to where he could just fuck with iridium. Now, what he does with the iridium, it depends. Depends on what he's thinking about. He's thinking about Jack. And that was a dream, and he was having vivid nightmares of his mother being murdered. And sometimes you don't wake up from nightmares. Sometimes you have to sit there, until dawn. So that's what happens. Until morning comes, what feels like an eternity for Lilith, going to the dock, trying to figure out what's going on. She could barely stand. And as soon as the sun would come up, Izuku would wake up with a start, and just like that, as soon as Izuku's eyes open, a small purplish hue would leave his eyes, and Lilith would stop feeling so much pain. Not just physical. This is the rage of a child that has had everything taken. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I forgot the other Siren's name. I'll look it up later. Don't put it in the comments. I'll deal with it. She didn't have this effect because, not a lot of iridium in her system. However, it's one of those situations where, she feels something weird, but it's fine. Right? It's just while she's sleeping, she just has, a weird, not buzzed feeling. By the way, that's every Siren on Pandora. Take notes, people. Every Siren. All of them. period. Like, that shit's, yee, could get really bad. But when it comes down to everything, Izuku is essentially a fight for your life protocol-esque thing. You'll figure it out later. But when Izuku wakes up, Jack kind of fell asleep at his desk and woke up in like 5 minutes before Izuku did, so his hair's a mess. He goes into his room and he's essentially Izuku fucking wakes up to Jack like combing his hair. Like, Jack is already like dressed and everything. He's just combing his hair at this point. Jack notices he's awake. Izuku notices he's awake. Jack noticed he kind of woke up with a start, too. And Izuku didn't, like, sweat hard or anything, so nothing's really damaged. Like, there's, like, no damage, but I don't suggest, like, Jack sleeps in that bed right now. Like, he's gonna get so much static. I'm not even playing, like, it'll actually fucking hurt. Not like the usual, it's like, no, I'd feel like someone, like, grabbed some fucking tweezers and, like, grabbed your eyelashes and ripped them out one by one type of hurt. That shit's painful. So, Izuku just kind of gets up, still groggy, looks to his left and sees Jack. Like, I want you to imagine a deer in fucking headlights, because all the memories are starting to flood back to him of the prior day, and him remembering, I'm not dreaming. This is real. What the fuck? Where am I? And he just gets a fucking deer in the headlights look. And Jack's like, easy, kid, easy. You're gonna end up fucking having one of your eyes pop out. Come on. How'd you sleep? Izuku's like mixture of nervous. He's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah. Like, this is essentially fucking anxious 9-year-old meeting like someone dressed up as Superman. Like, he's like, yeah. He's happy right now. So Jack and him get to talking. And Jack would eventually, how do I say this? Would start telling him, like, hey, like, he doesn't know how to put it proper, right? He doesn't know, so he's just gonna say, I'm adopting you. And Izuku's eyes just still fucking out of his socket still, basically. Like, it's one of those situations where, granted, he's, like, very happy. He's a happy boy, but fucking his mother's dead. Like, he's happy about this, but dead mom, whole other load of shit. And he's essentially like, Okay. Like, all the stars in his eyes kind of left. Because Izuku in this is scatterbrained as fuck. Because it's like, congested 9-year-old anxiety mixed with trauma of seeing entire family in town and hearing it get slaughtered. No. He's gonna need some time to fucking vibe. Like, he's just gonna need some time to chill. So essentially what would happen would be as follows. Izuku would have his own little heart-to-heart with Jack. I'm not going to go into it because, to be honest, after, Jack explains once again to Izuku that there is nothing we could do, your mother is gone, Izuku starts fucking crying. Now it's acid. Now there's acid on the bed. Because children don't know how to deal with their emotions properly. Granted, it's still a good way to fucking vent. But this kid, that's not a good idea. Gonna affect acid on a fucking space station. Probably not a good idea. So, once he starts crying and Jack notices, okay, his tears are green, they fucking hit like a piece of the bed and it burns through so fucking fast. And he's like, what the fuck? Those sheets were fucking bullet resistant. Wow, the fuck? It's one of those things to where, yeah, Jack was kind of prepared to be murdered in his sleep. Or tried to be. Like, he was expecting to get lit the fuck up like a Christmas tree while he was in bed. So essentially what happened was like, I'ma just armor my bed a little bit, just make sure nothing bad happens. So what happens is, essentially, Izuku starts fucking crying. Jack has fucking tissues for him. Those are burning up too. Izuku's snot is not good. Like, it's not pleasant. Like, and since he's a child, he's fucking ugly crying. Jack's comforting him. He calms him down pretty quickly, though. And then Jack says, come on, let's get you new clothes. Izuku would nod and essentially begin following Jack around while his skag, Boris, would just kind of trail behind both of them. And, Izuku would, see, one weird thing in the corner. Just, two psychos fighting with a knife. Like, two midget psychos fighting with a knife. As he, passes by something, and he was like, sir? No, please. You call me Dad. And Izuku's like, oh, fuck. It's like, he's still a child, and he's still, super fucking scatterbrained. That and this man was never taught the words fucking strange or fucking danger. Especially about fucking Hyperion. So, essentially, what would happen would be Izuku how would I say this properly? He would talk about the two midget psychos fighting with a knife. And he's like, hold up, what? And then he, like, walks back, sees that that's happening, and he's like, I did not know they had blood sport in here. Noted. It's like, you guys have a permit for that, right? And it's like, yeah, right here. He's like, okay. Come on, Izuku. And it's like, okay. Like, Izuku doesn't really know what's happening, but he finds it fucking intriguing. Because two midgets basically fucking knife fighting. I'm talking like hands like tied together and given fucking steak knives. Like, that's what's essentially fucking happening. So, during that encounter, Izuku gets clothes. The entire time, Jack's just talking to him, trying to get in his head, trying to see what's up. Jack realizes this kid's fucking smart. Like, unusually fucking intelligent. Granted, his mother was a scientist and made sure she wasn't raising an idiot. That's what Jack could tell off rip. Sorry for that, I set down a cup. But, regardless of that fact, Izuku would then proceed to essentially live with Jack for a couple of years. I want to say, like, till he's 15. And, Nasha, little fucking cowgirl lady, fucking the law of fucking whatever fucking bandit town that is. Essentially would figure out that, hey, he adopted a kid. And then she would tell her that, no, that's technically my son with the woman that tried to kill you. And, she found that fucking, how do I say this? She didn't know that he already had children. I don't think she knew about, Angel either. So, I'm gonna say at the age of 14, right? Izuku has visited Angel at this point with Jack. And Izuku and Angel have been playing, right? For the rare times that Angel can come out and off the chair, right? It's one of those things to where, granted, Angel's opinion is slightly changed from Jack, right? Even though she about Jack, but she's still gonna try and do what she does to progress the plot. So, like, Angel, honest to God, doesn't know who killed Izuku's parents because she wasn't tapped into any feeds at the time. And it was so fucking long ago. And she knows for a fact it might have actually been the Crimson Raiders. She doesn't know. For all she knows, it could be someone else. And, by the way, each and every fucking night, for the past, ever since Izuku's been on, Hyperion, twice to 3 times a month, the psionics would then proceed to fuck with Lilith. And Izuku would, remember Lilith's face. Every single person's face, down to a fucking T. And it's strange, because at this point, Izuku knows for a fact that he's not normal. Granted, he knew that already, but he knows for a fact, I could shoot fire out of my hands. I could throw fucking I throw acid and spit fucking lightning. Like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I am a walking elemental conductor. And what essentially happens when Izuku is 14, he's been training to fucking learn how to fight because he wants to be the one to kill the Crimson Raiders. He is essentially on his Sasuke, but actually fucking makes sense. Oh, fuck. That, and it was also fueled by Jack's hatred towards Crimson Raiders. And proving his point even more for the fact that, hey, they killed my son's mom and a bunch of civvies. That shit don't add up. Like, that shit's stupid. They tried to raid a town. Like, no. Granted, that wasn't them. But Izuku says it was. And from what everyone could tell, Izuku during this time has just gotten, like, stronger and more adept with his abilities. Even though he is 14, he has mastered using electricity and fire, specifically. He throws globules of plasma around like fucking nothing. He could pop shields like no one's business and proceed. He'd light things on fire with the snap of his fingers. If he spits and he wants it to be, there's acid. But if he doesn't want it to be, it's not acid. He has fine-tuned his abilities. And one day, Izuku would be brought down to the zoo, to the animal sanctuary. Why? Because Jack wanted to show him some. He had a theory, but he didn't want to test when he was younger because it's his son, and he worries. Granted, Jack has like fucking so many badass loaders. Like, I want you to imagine like super badass loaders. Like the super badass loader that you fight while you're, in the sanctuary. But like 5 of them. And you don't have the right weapon. It's called some shit. And it's not fun. But after all this time, all of this stuff Izuku has been through, he knows for a fact he could fuck with other animals. But it's not to the degree with Boris. He could make them do things. But if he really fucking wants to, and he puts all his mind and effort into it, dude, about half the zoo. Half the zoo could do whatever the fuck he does, whatever he wants. And it's fucking nutty. Jack finds it impressive, and Izuku says, I want to train with this. And Jack's like, easy, kid. Don't want to strain yourself. Dad, I'm fine. Literally. Calm down. It's like, fine. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Izuku's hatred for the Crimson Raiders have nothing but grown. With Izuku learning things that, Lilith did. He asks, who's Lilith? Siren that's dead. And he's like, what's she look like? Describes Lilith. And what do I mean? Well, who did this? The fucking, the moon incident. So yeah, Izuku's getting some things right, some things wrong, but mainly, it's one of those. But Izuku, oh my god. As soon as he realizes that's the lady in his dreams, and he goes to sleep that night, Lilith gets drugged into this nightmarish pit mentally. And essentially what she sees is magma rolling down the sides of cliffs in this bowl. And this kid the rain begins to pour down as acidic blotches would begin covering the ground. The lightning would strike the child and it would proceed to whip around him like a force field, and almost as if spider legs, presumed and bored themselves out of his back, made of lightning, magma, all of these elements. The Crimson Raiders will pay what they did to my family. But you, I'll kill you. I'll kill you for killing her. Promised that. And as soon as those words are uttered, Lilith sees him fucking vanish in a bowl, all of seemingly pure white, yellow, purple, gray light, as seemingly a hammer made of these materials formed in this boy's hands charged her. Before she could do anything, she wakes up in the start, covered in sweat. And she could still hear the voice. No, where did you go? So close. I'm sorry, Mother. I'll kill her next time. I promise. And what would fade would be the teenage sobs of a boy angry. Lilith, with a look of both fear, confusion, and rage. This is the little shit that's been stopping my sleep schedule. We should be getting some vault hunters, though, soon. At least according to Claptrap and Hammerlock. Might find some more badasses. And if I have the timeline fucked up, deal with it. And at the story and the timeline as of this point right now, both Claptrap, Hammerlock, and the Vault Hunter crew have already gotten off the southern portion the low-level first starting area of the map. So yeah. Excuse me. But yeah. Unknowing to Izuku, Angel is aiding them. And Izuku hates it. He wants to give them nothing but pain. He doesn't know. So he can't hate it. But all the rage is now focused on a point. As Jack said, where Izuku has accidentally let it slip to Izuku that Sanctuary is in Bebeba. So one night, 4 days after, Izuku stole as much money, weapons, and ammo as he could, got on an escape pod, left a note and says, I want my revenge. I'm going to get it with you or without you. So, what would happen would be an escape pod would fire off, hurtling itself towards Pandora, with Boris inside. Izuku's not heading straight there. He's got to make some pit stops first. He has to go to some spots to make certain that they cannot run off of world. And as he flies by seemingly space debris, a tall creature, as he flies by it, and may say, interesting. We did not foresee this. He will bring death to them all.